Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, we're going to be ranking all the DLC Saba costumes. These are Saba costumes that were released on the PlayStation Store, all of them for free of course, that you can't just get from playing the game. Now, there are about 11 or 12 of these. That said, let's get these costumes ranked. At number 12, we have Connor from Detroit Become Human. This costume came out in the Digital Deluxe Edition. Now, personally, I just think this costume is just bland. It's boring. I haven't played Detroit Become Human, so that does bias me a lot because I don't give a frick about these games, but I do find this costume just becoming bland, boring, and nothing special, to be honest. And that is why it is the last on this list. Next up, we have the Deacon Costume. Now, this costume is a little bit better than the previous costume, purely because it's a lot more detailed. You have that sexy beard. It's a really cool costume. Like, none of the costumes are bad. I just don't really care about this game, and it feels like kind of generic, just a guy with a beard to me. So if you haven't played the games, it isn't very special. That's why this costume is in 11th place. In number 10th place, we have the Sam costume. The reason why this costume is better than the others is the fan thing on the side. That's it. Other than that, it's about the same and overall is pretty generic, but I did put it above the other two purely because of the fan. I think the fan on the side, whatever it's supposed to be, does look really cool. Next up, we have classic Sackboy in the Saba t-shirt. I think you can buy, but the logo is really small. Anyway, the Saba t-shirt costume is really cool. Unfortunately, the reason why I put it so low is because all it is a t-shirt. I don't feel like I put this costume where I want it to put it, purely because it's basically this regular Sackboy with a t-shirt with the logo slapped on top of it. But still, I think it's a really cool costume, and it's above the others purely because of how much I just dislike the other costumes in general. At number 8, we have the Ultimo Barricado costume from Destruction All-Stars. Now, this costume is really colorful and fun, which is why it's above the other costumes on this list. But again, if you haven't played Destruction All-Stars, this costume just seems kind of average and standard. There's nothing special about this costume. Obviously, because I haven't played this game, which I have a lot of personal bias where I put these costumes. But I do love the colors around the eyes, how colorful the costume is in general. However, I didn't feel like I could rank it higher than the other ones, really because of how slightly generic it seems. But however, I don't think this costume is bad. It's all the other costumes on this list are simply so good. Next up, we have Celine's costume from Returnal. Now, this costume I think looks absolutely fire. We're getting to the juicy costumes on this list. Now, this costume is pretty cool, but the reason why I put it below a lot of the other costumes is simply because it is still kind of generic, just a spacesuit costume. We already have a spacesuit costume in the main game, so this costume feels kind of generic still, but I still really liked it, and I think it's a costume you should definitely get. This is when we get to the point where the costumes are starting to get really good. At number 6, so the top half on this list, we have Rivet from Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Now, I personally love Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. It's the only game here that I actually played. This means I have some bias, but I thought the Rivet costume was absolutely amazing. It's very accurate to the character we get in Ratchet & Clank, and she's just a really fun looking character. She's silver in the color of her fur, I guess. And no, I'm not a furry. Looks really cool. I like the hammer, I like the clothing, and the goggles on her head are also really cool. So I like this costume a lot, but it's probably because, you know, I played the game and really enjoyed it. But I still love this costume nonetheless. The fact that the Ratchet costume from Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, of course, is number 5 shows how good some of the costumes are above this list. The Ratchet costume is very similar to the Rivet costume, but the clothes are different, there's no goggles. But because Ratchet, I put it higher up purely because it just looks a bit more simple and I still really enjoy it more, just by a little bit. They're pretty much tied, but I put Ratchet above Rivet purely because he's the OG. Top 4, baby. In this one, we have Clank from Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart. No shit. The Clank costume I put up here purely because of how polished and clean, and most importantly, accurate it is to the mainline games. This costume is probably the most accurate. It looks almost identical to the Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, but it still looks fun and fits into the theme of Sackboy Adventure. Therefore, I still really like this costume, which is why it's so high up on this list. I really like the green eyes and the red little thing on his head. I thought that was pretty cute. Top 3. 3, we have Robo Kitty from Destruction All-Stars. Now, Robo Kitty reminds me of those Japanese, like, cats you'll see in anime. I don't watch anime, but I thought it was pretty cute. It was just really, really cute. I actually quite like the pink on it, and oh, it's a girl color. Shut up, okay? I actually quite like the pink on this costume, and I think it looks really cool. Just the cat-like aesthetic, I think, looks absolutely fire. But what do I know? I'm not a graphic designer or anything, but I still thought this costume was absolutely incredible, and the whole outfit's great, which is why I put it in number 3. The other costumes in the Digital Deluxe Edition were pretty low ranked, all of them ranking in 12th, 11th, and 10th place, but the Jin costume is second. It is an amazing costume. I absolutely love it, and it's so detailed, so fun. I absolutely love this costume. It makes Sackboy look like an absolute badass. He's gonna beat your ass, and I absolutely love that. The detail and the aesthetic on this one looks really, really cool, which is why it's number 2. And number 1 is Sack Nana. If I didn't put Sack Nana number 1, I would expect a barrage of hate comments, okay? Sack Nana is the meme, the myth, the legend. He is the best costume in all of LBP. We've established this. Now, I personally do like this costume. I think it looks really cool if we exclude the meme parts. I still think this costume is really, really cool. And in my opinion, it looks so much better than the one LBP PSP. I'm gonna be completely real here. It looks so much better, and I absolutely loved it. What are your thoughts on this ranking? Did you agree or did you disagree? Let me know in the comment section down below. But thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this ranking video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. But for now, I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.